Welcome to Direct Hit, powered by Tourism Australia. Before this series started, I had talked about three key players for Australia. I talked about Mitchell Starc. He's had a pretty good series actually. In a spin-dominated series, he's provided the crucial breakthroughs, but also he scored runs at a crucial time. Steve Smith was the other person. His century in Pune was awesome. The third person I had said was absolutely critical for Australia was David Warner, and I think there's a little problem emerging there. One of the greatest series played in this country was 2001. And even though India won and Harbhajan had his heroics and they had Lakshman and Dravid, an Australian called Matthew Hayden suddenly told us how you can play on these turning tracks. I thought when this series started that David Warner would have to play the role that Matthew Hayden did. So I've just looked at some of the numbers and they are stark. In Australia, home conditions, no difference at all. 58 to Hayden versus 59 to Warner. Warner's strike rate is even better than Hayden's. But what happens when you come to Asia? Hayden 51, Warner 31. The 31 includes a century in Dubai. You take that away, the difference is even more stark. Even more critically for Australia, Hayden's number of balls per dismissal was 84. Warner's 47. He's getting out way too early. Warner has to set the pace for Australia. He's not batting long enough. Now, why is that happening? There could be two or three reasons. Warner's a product of new age, of someone who's brought up on excellent wickets, big bats, hit through the line, doesn't sweep as much, maybe short statured as well. Hayden was much taller, put his right foot down and just swept everything out of sight. So that could be a basic difference, but Warner has got to find his way of scoring runs on the subcontinent. Otherwise, Australia not getting the starts they do. Typically, left-handed batsmen at the top of the order have done very well for the visitors. Whether you go all the way back to Jimmy Adams and Andy Flower through to Alistair Cook, and there've been so many over the years, but Warner isn't doing that for Australia. Warner has to become Hayden for Australia to have a greater role in the next two test matches. If he can't sweep, he's got to find his way through, maybe work on that defensive technique a little bit. Kevin Peterson did that very well when he came to India, worked out his defensive technique and backed himself. But if Warner's not giving them the starts, then Australia are going to be in deep trouble.